So are you thinking of running a challenge? Maybe you've seen them out there, these free challenges, 3-day challenge, 5-day challenge, and you see people using this to create buzz in their Facebook group. Then today's episode is especially for you. Welcome, everybody. This is Jonathan Milligan, host of the Market Your Message Show and author of the book, Your Message Matters. We're currently broadcasting this in multiple locations. Every Wednesday, 1 o'clock, we bring a new episode your way, and you get access to it first before it becomes a podcast, future YouTube video, and blog post. So welcome. If you're watching over on LinkedIn, let us know. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, just put your first name, where you're watching from, so we can say hello to you. And also put the word new if this is your first time catching the show live. So here's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to be talking about the best days to run a 3 or 5 day challenge. We're going to talk about the best topic ideas for actually running your challenge, some creative income ideas or offer ideas for what you can sell at the end of a challenge. And I get this question all the time. Jonathan, if I have a membership site, can I promote my membership site at the end of my challenge? Jonathan, if I don't have a course, I don't have a membership site, I don't have all of these things, can I still sell my coaching, slots to my coaching? The answer is absolutely yes. But before we actually get into the topic, and again, if you're just now jumping on, again, we're broadcasting at multiple places. I see it all in one location here. So go ahead, let me know you're watching, put your first name, where you're watching from, and we're just about ready to get into the content of what we're talking about today. But before we do that, I want to make a very special announcement. I have put together a brand new workshop. Now, this is actually going to be happening on Zoom. It's going to start Thursday night, September 22nd from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. So we have intentionally decided to do this in the evenings for people who are working because we're going to be hanging out together on Zoom. You can have your camera on. You can ask me questions verbally inside of the Zoom room. We're going to be hanging out. For those of you who have attended our Your Message Matters live event, either in person or virtual, it's going to have a similar feel to it. We're going to hang out for 3 nights in a row. So what are we going to be talking about? Well, this Messenger Launch Plan workshop, I'm going to be teaching you the 5-step method to really launching your business out there to the next level. In fact, let me just show you this. I've been working on this the last couple of days, and I'll share the link for how you can join us on the workshop in a second. But I wasn't going to show this, but let me see if I can pop over here. And, we'll show you that link in just a second. And so I've been working on some of the materials. You can see here that we're going to be teaching during this special workshop. And my goal is for you, this is a little sneak peek, is for you to have your entire online business. And by the way, a messenger, we define a messenger as you're a writer, you're a speaker, you're a coach, you're a consultant, you're a course creator. All of those are a message. You have a transformational message that can help others. And so we're going to be talking about nailing down your audience, your offer, your message. What is your business plan, and how are you actually going to build this? What are the questions you need? And there's 13 questions that we'll be covering. This is actually what we're going to be doing on session 3. On session 1, we're actually going to be jumping in and talking about the messenger movement. And boy, is it slowing down? Absolutely not. And here's why. You've probably heard this term, the Great Resignation. You know that since COVID, we have had people, lots of people who are transitioning careers. And that's the reason why a lot of people are having a difficult time finding, hiring people, is because change happened, right? It's like when your habits are disrupted, suddenly you begin asking questions you don't normally ask. And the question a lot of people are asking are, is this the life I want? Is this the career I want? I want to work from home. My employer wants me to go back to work. I want to do this. It's everybody's in this transition. And that is a beautiful thing for us coaches, consultants, writers, because people are hungry. They're hungry for change. They're hungry for something different. And so the whole first session, we're going to be talking about the messenger movement and how it is not getting less, it is increasing. Night 2, we're going to talk about the messenger profit grid. We're going to get into 12 different income streams that you can build around your message. And then, like I said a second ago, session 3, which is going to happen on Saturday night, I'm going to teach you this messenger launch plan. So we're going to be going through this entire messenger launch plan. So you will have a plan. Now, listen, you say, Jonathan, I already have a business. I already have stuff up and running. Does that mean, I got to start all over? No. What that means is you can use this workshop that we're going to be doing to actually help you to better think about the different parts of your business. Maybe you're just like one piece away from really making this business start to get some traction. So I hope you'll join us. You say, Jonathan, how do I join you for this messenger launch plan workshop? Here's the link. So just go to jmill.biz/event. And what it's going to do, in fact, I'll show you what it'll do, because this may be, you may not be sure what this is. So I'm just going to, let's see, go back over here. What it's going to do is it's going to pop open this calendar request. And when you click on add to calendar, you can choose between whatever Google Calendar that you want to use, whatever calendar you want to use, Outlook, Office 365, Google, Apple. And then notice right here is the actual link. I know it's kind of small on your screen, but if I were to zoom in here a little bit, it's going to give you the actual Zoom link to come attend this webinar. So you're going to get it's not a webinar, it's a meeting. I want to be clear, it's not a webinar. This is hanging out. So since this is like us hanging out together in a Zoom room with cameras on, and you be able to ask me questions and get coaching and feedback completely for free. By the way, this whole 3-night thing is completely free. Doesn't cost anything. Just got to show up. And we're not recording it. And the reason why is because we want to respect everybody's privacy. We want you to feel like you can come, have your camera on. You can ask whatever questions you want about your business without feeling like this is going to be recorded and people are going to get access to this that you don't want access to. So you got to come hang out live to get the workshop. That's the key. So again, one more time, if you go to jmill.biz/event, you can join us. If you're excited about that, give me some thumbs up. Let me know in the comments if you're excited about this 3-night special free workshop. All right, with that, we're going to get into today's topic. I want to specifically talk about why I love running a free challenge in a Facebook group and why it's so much easier and less complicated than a lot of the other launch models that are taught out there. And so if you are frustrated because you feel like you've got to become this technology wizard in order to create buzz around something you want to launch, an offer you want to launch, you're going to love today's episode. So without further ado, let's get going. Do you want to learn how to run a challenge on Facebook? Maybe you're a coach, a course creator, and you're trying to figure out creative ways to create buzz and sell more coaching, more courses, more membership, members. All of that can be done through a free challenge. So we're going to break it all down for you. Let's get started. Hey messengers, welcome to the Market Your Message show. I'm your host, Jonathan Milligan, and author of the book, Your Message Matters, How to Rise Above the Noise and Get Paid for What You Know. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to run a challenge on Facebook and earn money as a coach or course creator. So in this episode, you're going to discover the number one reason your Facebook group should be private. So we'll cover that. We'll talk about the best amount of days to run your challenge. Should it be 3 days, 5 days, when are the best days, and what are the best topic ideas for naming your challenge, and more. But before we get into all that, I want to let you know about my latest book. You can actually get a free copy by going to yourmessagemattersbook.com. Again, this book is available, of course, in bookstores and on Amazon. But if you want to get a free copy, all you got to pay is shipping and handling. Then just go to yourmessagemattersbook.com and we'll send you one in the mail. All right, let's get into it today. What I want to do is talk you through the concept of a free challenge. Now, if you're going to form a Facebook group, the number one biggest mistake that I see people making is they just go create a public Facebook group. Because you think, if I make a private one, won't that be harder for people to find my Facebook group? And won't that be harder for people to join? I'll just make it public so more people see it. That's where it gets a little bit confusing, because a private Facebook group, all that really means is that people have to request to join. They can still find your group if they search for you in your group, or if they happen to see other friends of theirs that are part of your group and they want to join it too. It's still visible, just as visible as a public group. But a private group allows you as the owner to have people request to join. Now, in that, they get to ask, or you get to ask, up to 3 questions. Now, I have a strategy that I use with these 3 questions, and I'm not going to go into all that. But let me just say the most important one is you can actually ask for an email address. Now, you don't just say, hey, what's your email address? You say, hey, I've got a free PDF as a thank you for joining the group. What's the best email address? And I'll send it right out to you. That way, you're also not relying on building your platform on Facebook. You are collecting email addresses so you can continue the conversation beyond Facebook. Super, super important. Now, once you set up a private group and you've got those 3 membership questions working for you, then the next thing you want to do is figure out, how do I best sell my courses and coaching? Now, this is another big mistake that I see a lot of people making, coaches making, is they just start posting, hey, I've got a couple spots available for coaching. Here's the link. Go request coaching. Rarely does that work. First of all, because Facebook's not showing your post to all of your members. Facebook will only show it to more members if people are actually commenting and engaging on that. This is why a free challenge works well, because if you do a free live challenge, let's say it's a 3-day challenge, and let's just use an example and say that I am a career coach to accounting professionals, and I create a Facebook group. I get 100 accounting professionals in my Facebook group, and I'm like, man, I want to sell my coaching, but how do I do that? I'll run a free challenge. And so the 3-day challenge is on how to create a killer resume. And so I go live. You can just use your phone. Keep it real simple. Use your phone, go live into your Facebook group, and do day 1. Today, we're going to work on why you need bullets instead of paragraphs. Day 2, we're going to work on the right length of a resume. Day 3, here are the power words that you need to have on a resume. And then you get to the end of that challenge, and you could say, hey, how would you like to go deeper with me on this topic? I actually have the Ultimate Job Search Accelerator. It's a 2-hour, 1-day workshop on Zoom. Costs $100. And I'm going to help you map out your job search, show you how to search for the hidden jobs in your area, help you more personally with your resume, give you interview tips and advice, and help on negotiating a salary, all in this 2-day workshop. And then that's where you lead people to your product or service. But do you see how creating a buzz first? Because here's what happens. When you go live and you start doing free training, people comment, they have questions. And as they do, it's going to show your post to more of your members. And not only that, but Facebook tends to favor live videos over just standard posts in your Facebook group. So again, you are creating a private Facebook group. You are collecting email addresses. You're running a 3 to 5 day challenge. And then at the end, you are making an offer. Now, you say, what works best with the offer? There are 4 that I like, although it's really up to you because on the back end of a challenge, you can sell just about any. One of them is a 1-day workshop. This is a virtual workshop that you do on Zoom. And it's easy to sell it before you create it. Those are my favorite income streams because it gives me a chance to test the idea, right? If I have a 100-member group of accountants, I do the 3-day killer resume challenge. I offer the accelerator and nobody buys. That's okay because I didn't spend 10 months creating a course only to later discover nobody wanted it. I just need to figure out what would be the right topic. Maybe survey the people who participated in the challenge and say, hey, I'm curious why you decided to not invest in the workshop at this time. I really need help with this. Oh, okay. Now I've got a new idea for a new 1-day workshop. You can also do a 4-week boot camp. You can use Zoom for this as well. And you want to keep this capped to about 15, 20 members at the most. But you give them homework each week, you walk them through every week, a little bit of teaching, answering questions, give them some homework, and you actually help them through the process that they're going through. Another profit idea that I love in Facebook groups is just to sell your coaching. You say, but Jonathan, I heard you say earlier, don't just go into your Facebook group and say, I have spots available for coaching. Yeah, you got to do something to create some desire and buzz first. And the best way to do that is to give free value. When you give free value, let's use my 3-day killer resume challenge. Maybe at the end I say, hey, if you want to jump on a 30-minute call with me to look over your resume and give you adjustments, tweaks, advice, it's going to be $100. I'll do the first 10 people. And you get 10 people from the challenge to lock in a 30-minute session with you. And now you've made $1,000 reviewing resumes the next week. So coaching can be used well, but usually on the back end of some type of buzz and giving free value. And then finally, for you writers out there, or you coaches who want to write a book, or speakers who want to write a book, you can use a Facebook group and even a challenge to not only sell your book, but you can also use it to form a book launch team. This is great because if you can get some ambassadors, let's say you get 15, 20 people who say, hey, I would love to help get the word out. Now they're sharing it on all their Facebook profiles. They're reaching out to people. If you get 50 or even 100 people to do that, you'll get more eyeballs on your new book as it gets released. So there you go. I just outlined for you the steps. You need a private Facebook group, run a 3 or 5-day challenge. At the end of that challenge, make an offer. And I gave you 4 types of offers you could do: a 1-day workshop, a 4-week boot camp, a coaching package, or a book launch team for you writers out there. So what do you think of that? Is that helpful? I hope it is. I hope it gives you some more ideas around ways to use a challenge and also earn money with a Facebook group. If you like these ideas, you'll find ideas like this and more in my latest book, Your Message Matters. It's a 267-page book where I hold nothing back, and you can go get a free copy by going to yourmessagemattersbook.com, and I'll ship that out to you today. That's it for this episode. I hope this was helpful to you. And if you liked it, take a moment to like, share, subscribe, or even review our show. And until next time, never forget, your message matters. All right, so that is the content for this week. I hope that you enjoyed that. Let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a quick comment. Was that helpful to you to see a little bit more behind the scenes of how these challenges can work for you? Again, it's coming up with a really good topic, something that you can cover over 3 to 5 days, running it into a private Facebook group where you've got an audience. And then at the end of that, making one of those 4 offers. I've used this example the last couple of weeks, those of you that have been hanging around, but one of our students, he has a tech career Facebook group, and he decided, I'm going to run through this step by step, and I'm just going to do it. He got 20 people in his initial kind of beta Facebook group. He ran a 3-day challenge, and at the end of his 3-day challenge, he offered his Saturday workshop for $100, and he got 3 people out of that initial first group of 20. And so on a Saturday, he was able to collect $300, teach something he's passionate about. And you know what? That's starting from nothing, starting completely from scratch. And think about how much we allow to get in the way in between us and actually serving people, because we're messing with software tools, we are thinking and planning and just got all of this, all of these plans, instead of just getting in and validating our message, which is what Kevin did in that example. So I hope that was helpful to you. By the way, you got any questions or takeaway? Let me know what your questions or takeaway are as we wrap this up. Do you have a takeaway from today? Put a capital letter T in your takeaway. Like I said before, we are broadcasting this in multiple locations. So it all comes into me in one cool little software tool. So I know we've got some people hanging out, of course, over on YouTube. We've got we got Phil. I don't know where Rich is. Rich is usually here. Meg says, made it live. Howdy. Glad you're here, Meg. And she said, looking forward to the workshop. Yeah, in case you missed it in the beginning, on Zoom, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night, where we can all have our cameras on, hang out in a Zoom meeting room, I'm going to be running this 3-night workshop. It's going to be from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern every single night, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And we will be covering the 5 steps that you need in order to be able to launch your business. And I gave you a little preview, and I'll show that to you again, really, in case some of you missed it. It's a preview of some of the training and materials I'm working on that you're going to get access to at this Zoom meeting workshop on how do you nail down your audience, your offer, your message, your plan, and actually build it. We're going to be covering all of those topics. It should be a lot of fun. All right. So again, that link to join us is right here. jmill.biz/event. jmill.biz/event. All right. Phil's got a takeaway. He said, Facebook success needs engagement. Yep, it absolutely does. You got to do something to create engagement. Live videos create engagement. Asking people to comment a keyword below your post create engagement. Asking people to hit like to a quote that you post. Hit like if you agree to this quote, if you agree about what this quote says. All of that, you got to create engagement in order for Facebook to show it to more people. Meg says you can change up your offer for different challenges throughout the year. I'm thinking big. Yeah, you actually absolutely can, Meg. So I do that all the time, but that's what I love about running a challenge is, compared to the amount of effort it takes to run a webinar, putting all the 90 slides together and figuring out how to get people to show up and all of that, or doing a Jeff Walker style, which, all those things work, but they require sometimes a team. They require months of planning and effort. Whereas a 3-day challenge is just, you just show up live with your phone. You teach people for 15, 20, 30 minutes a day for 3 days. And then at the end of day 3, you let them know that you've got this workshop or coaching or membership or course. Fill it in. It works for any kind of offer. I've even sold live event tickets at the end of a challenge. So just about anything can be sold if the challenge creates a desire for the thing you're selling. So it can't be disjointed. But if it's connected in some way, it can really, really help you to create that buzz. And the free challenge, especially what I love about live video, is there's nothing more authentic than a live video. Like those of you who are interacting with me, I know many of you probably watch the replay. A lot of people do. But those of you that are here interacting with me live, this is a very intimate, personal interaction that we're having right now. And it's really hard to replicate that in other scenarios. And so just going live on your phone and being you, and it builds trust. It builds goodwill with people as well. Meg's got a question. Have you ever tried offering a membership as an offer, or do you think that's too much for a free challenge? Nope. You can definitely offer a membership. A lot of people do, and I have as well. So I've done a 3-day challenge and then opened the doors to my lab monthly membership. So you absolutely can. It can work for just about anything. Here's the only thing that requires an extra step is if you're going to offer something that's more higher dollar. So anything that if it's something you're going to offer that's more than $2,500, that's kind of the general rule. Up to $2,500, people will buy without having to have a phone conversation. Once you get up above $2,500, it usually requires people to have a phone conversation. So if you say, hey, I've got 5 spots open in my coaching, it's $10,000 each for the year. That's a little bit harder to sell unless you have a phone conversation. So what you would do at the end of your challenge is say, hey, I'm opening up 5 spots for my coaching program. In order to be a part of this, I'm asking you to apply because I want to make sure it's the right fit before I just give you an offer link and you purchase. And I want to make sure this is right for you and that you're right for me. Makes sense? So all you got to do is click on the link and apply. That's what you would do in that scenario. So, gotcha. All right. This is the conversation Meg and I think Phil are having over on YouTube. She says, I found over the past year that I had the wrong audience for the then chosen topic. Yes, sometimes that can happen. Sometimes that happens, and that's okay. This is part of the process, right? Is that by doing things, we learn and discover what's missing, what we would do different. That's why I tell a lot of our students, I want you to go through this system and do it once. First of all, so you can build your confidence that you can do this whole system. And then second of all, it's to get the data back, because until you're dealing with actual information, it's hard to make decisions, right? So I often say you launch, then you learn. We want to learn everything so that we don't make a mistake, and then we launch crossing our fingers hoping it works. I like it the other way. Let's launch this. Let's do it as imperfect as it is, but we're going to get information back. People like this, they don't like this. People like this topic, they don't love that. People really keep bringing this thing up that they want help with. Maybe that's the topic for my next challenge, right? So that, my friend, is what you do. I love it. All right, guys, that is all that I have for you today. Again, we do this show every single Wednesday, just about 1 p.m. Eastern. And you can join us on YouTube. By the way, if you're over on YouTube, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way you'll actually be notified when we do these kind of live stream shows. And also, if you're over on Facebook, you're probably already part of our Facebook group. But go ahead and hit like. And if you're over on LinkedIn and you're not connected to me in some way, feel free to reach out to me as well. All right, that is it for today's show. Thank you guys for being here. Hope this was helpful to you. Use this strategy. It's the simplest way to get maximum effort. Run a 3 to 5 day challenge, free challenge in a Facebook group. Make an offer. That's what I love, and that's what we teach. And we've had a lot of our students get success with that simple model. All right, everybody, take care. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.